Alrighty, let's start adding some life to our game. Let's create a couple of passive NPCs, then we'll add some enemy NPCs, and maybe give them some behaviors. We'll start with just pathing for now. So let's go to the web store and find some assets to use as simple NPCs. So I'll go to 3D characters, pricing free as always, and we're just learning. I like these animals free. These are cute. So we're going to use these free animals. I'm going to add to my assets. I'll accept. Open in Unity, download them, and then we'll import them. Sure. And we're just accepting all this stuff, and we're downloading some of these animated animal assets. That's great. We love that they come with animations. That'll make our life a little easier. We're not going to do a full animation setup. We'll probably just do a walk cycle, and maybe we'll add a death animation. Yeah, we'll add a death animation. We'll do that later, though. So import. It's important to keep in mind that we can do, any number of things with our NPCs, that things are totally open-ended. I'm going to do some specific stuff, but you guys are free to mess around and try to make anything you can think of. I always encourage trying to make anything you can think of. So I have some of the animals downloaded. I'm just going to make them walk around in circles for now, and that'll be this lesson. So assets, it looked like I created a folder called It Happy. I'm going to rename that just so I know what it is. I'm going to call it Animals, and I'm going to put that into my web store downloads, because I don't know It Happy. I don't know web store downloads, and BTM assets. I'll rename that to collectibles. Okay, that's great. So animals, we'll put some. I'll make a chicken prefab NPC, and let's see. Screen ship skyboxes prefabs. We'll grab a chicken, and let's just see. So it starts with some player movement inputs for some reason, which I don't like. And it looks like it has this default creature mover, which I will read really quickly. Let's look at this. On awake, it has a walk speed and a run speed. On update, it moves to where? In target. Where's target? So let's check what this came with. I might just delete everything it came with. Walk speed, run speed. I'm going to delete the movement player, and I'm going to leave the creature mover, and I'm just going to see what it does. I'm just curious. I don't think this is going to work. I literally just grabbed this from online. Yeah, it's not doing much. Okay, let's do this. Let's make our own. We're going to remove this. I don't know how it works. I don't know what it does. We're going to look at this chicken animator. Okay, this has all of its animations in it. So we have idle, we have walk, we have run. And this is not set up in the way that I do my animators, so I don't know how to change it. So we're also going to make our own animator. So let's delete the chicken's animator. So I'm going to go to chicken. And I'm going to just go to its animator, and I will just delete this. And we will just drag in. We're just going to make this very simple for ourselves. We're just going to give it a... Where are the animation clips? We have chicken idle. We have chicken run. We're just going to give it chicken run. That'll be its only animation. That's fine for now. I might find and give it like a death animation later. But for now, I'm just going to give it chicken run. So we have this chicken. My game just crashed. Let's see if we can find a reason for that. So we found this chicken online. Its animator just has a run in it. And now I'm going to do something that people don't like sometimes, but I'm going to ask AI for what kind of stuff I want. So I just want this chicken to walk around in the village. So I'm going to ask it for exactly that. And I'm going to tell you what it's going to get me, because I've done this a lot, is we need to, when we're creating an NPC, we're going to create a navigation mesh. So I'm going to click on this entire level design object, and I'm going to add a component called a nav mesh surface. Nav mesh surface. This surface is going to be what the NPC can see. So this blue stuff is stuff that the NPC can see and walk around. If I wanted to not include something, I can go to Object Collection and include layers, and I can remove things from what it's including. So maybe I remove, maybe I give all of these flowers ground decor, Maybe I give all of them layer, add layer. I'll call it a decor layer. And you see how this blue stuff isn't going near it? It doesn't want it to path over these decoration objects, but I'm going to select all of these decorations by holding shift and clicking on the top and bottom ones. I'm going to set them to be decor. And now on my level design component called nav mesh surface, I can change it to include layers, and I'll uncheck decor. So now it won't include decor, and I'll hit bake. And now these flowers are not included. So my NPC can path through and around those flowers. Okay, cool. But we need to create, well, first this needs an add nav mesh agent. So this NPC, every NPC that I use, I'm going to use a navigation mesh agent, which is going to look at this nav mesh and walk around on it. All we're going to have to do is give this nav mesh agent a target, somewhere to walk. So right now it's not going to go anywhere because it doesn't have a target. So it's still just going to be standing there. But we're going to create some code right now to give this nav mesh agent a target. We're going to use Claude, whatever AI you want. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to say, I am making a Unity nav mesh agent. I want it to path between a few different locations that I set. That's it. Let's create code. I'm going to press enter. Let's see what it gives me. We could write this ourselves, but you guys are new. You guys don't know how to write this yourselves. Work with these things. It's like a personal tutor. It knows, it's really good at code. Bro. Okay. I didn't need this diagram. It's beautiful that it made that. That's very cool. So it starts, it sets a destination, it starts moving, it arrives at that destination, it creates a new waypoint, it sets the destination to that waypoint, and then it starts moving again. Cool. That's a really great demonstration. So it starts, it finds its own nav mesh agent, it warns me if I have no waypoints, and then it starts walking around looking for waypoints. That's great. Does it have a arrival threshold right here? Is going to be very important. We'll see in a second. That's going to be how far away it can see its targets. So we're going to copy that, and we're going to create a script. We're going to create a folder for NPC behaviors. And we're going to create a new script. We'll call it patrol. So this will be the patrol behavior. And we just paste that right in. I'll click on my chicken. And we'll give our chicken this patrol script. And it has no waypoints. List is empty. So I'm going to create... We're going to do a lot of weird organization here, but I'm going to create an empty object. I'm going to call it NPC container. I'm going to put the chicken into the NPC container. And then I'm also going to add to this NPC container, I'll create some targets. I'll just rename them. I'm going to rename that target, and we're just going to copy it a few times. So it's going to have this target location. For now, I'll set it to 0, 0, 0. Actually, you know what? It might help us visualize where it is if it has a visual component, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go to NPC container. I will create a 3D object, sphere, and these will be the targets that it's trying to get through. All right, so I'm going to rename it to target. I'm going to turn off its collider. I just have the render on so we can see it. And I'm going to copy this target a few times. You know what? I actually won't copy it a few times. I'm going to go to prefabs, and I'll make a target prefab. That way I could change them all at once later. And we will give this chicken some targets to follow. And it's based on a prefab. And if I copy it, it's still copying that prefab. Okay, great. So these targets are where my chicken's going to go. So I'll make targets all around the map. And it's going to run around and chase these targets. I won't be able to get to that one because there's no blue pathing stuff around it. And maybe I'll make it run up this mountain and see if it can get up there. Okay, so I have all these targets, and I need to go back to my chicken, and these waypoints are where it's going to try to go. So I just need to drag each of these targets into this individual chicken's waypoint. Target 2, target 3, target 4, target 5, target 6, target 1, target 6, target again. Sure. Okay. Now let's press play, and I think this patrol agent is going to go to the first target, then the second target, then the third target, and I think I should have a chicken running around. Okay, so he goes to that target, then he runs over to that one, now he's running over to that one. So we have this silly chicken running around our game now. That is pretty cute. I love him. He's adorable. Now we could start doing more complicated things. We could start giving them spawn positions. We could start giving them health bars. We could do lots of stuff. He's running up this hill. He's going to that target. Okay, now the one thing I'm going to do is we have all these targets visible. I'm going to go to my target prefab, and I'm just going to turn off the renderer. Now, with no renderer on my targets, I know, I just used that so I could see, but I turned off the renderer because we don't need to see those big silly orbs wherever our chicken goes. So now my chicken is just going to run around to those targets as he sees fit. Cool, that chicken seems to work beautifully. I'm going to grab this chicken. I'm going to drag it into my prefabs. And now, I can throw another chicken into the game. And I can throw another chicken into the game. And now, I have a bunch of chickens. I dragged them in from my prefabs. Now, the one problem I'm going to have is some of those chickens' targets might be a little funky. Yeah, let's see. So each NPC has to have what? So we have a chicken. Oh no, yeah, I can't make this chicken a prefab. I have to delete that. I messed up. I have to make the entire NPC container the prefab, and then I can drag those in. And now it contains everything, including those target nodes. So now I can drag in these NPC containers, and now these guys will work. But those nodes are in weird spots. So I might want to go into each of these other chickens and move their nodes around. So now he's working. Now that chicken's running around, let's see where he goes. He might get confused and stuck on the one node that was up on a hill, because now it's going to be like in a wall somewhere. But this chicken is running around, happy dandy, doing his thing. Okay, I mean, I think that chicken's working. That's cool. So we have NPCs that can patrol around. I think next I will add a health script to them, a health and spawn point script will be one script. I'll have kind of like a data script. Oh, look, those chickens are running up that mountain. They're fine. Let's see this guy. Does he run up the mountain? Oh, yeah, so they're all working. They all have very similar behaviors. They're doing the exact same pathing, honestly, so you could mix up their pathing individually. But I have some chickens working on it. Okay, cool. We'll add an NPC that is an enemy, and we'll add a chase script and a health script. The chase script will toggle off the waypoint script when it's close, and then toggle it back on when it's far. And the health script will be a health bar. We might even use that same health script for the player. We might move some stuff around. Let's try it next time.